Control account, this is our topic, and this is the time to do practice for control account reconciliation. So we have already discussed the issues and how to amend the relevant record, the two balances. On the same thing, now we will be doing some practice. Before we move for the practice, I will advise you that this table should remain in front of you so that you will point out your issues which will be given in the question from this table, and then you will be putting their correct amendments in the relevant balances. So let's see a practice question in which we have some information about Wahid and Sons. Yes, they have an accounting year ending on 30th of June 2009, and at that date the balance on the receivable ledger control account, remember here we are saying receivable ledger control account, was 130,000. So this is the same debtors ledger control account or debtors control account. Okay, so it is giving us 130,000, but the total of the individual accounts in the receivable ledger came to 127,240. So this is the balance of the list, in fact. Okay, this is the balance of the list. Well, so these two are not equal, 130 as per the control account and 127,240 as per the list. What to do? We have to investigate the difference. So upon investigation, we discover that the sales day book total for week 22nd had been overcast by 600. We know very well sales day book is our book of original entry, and if you refer back to that table, if there is a casting error of a book of original entry, we will make amendment in the control account only. So this will be amended in the control account only. Okay, well, the second issue, a credit balance of 420 on Oreem's account had been incorrectly treated as a debit entry. So since it has been incorrectly treated, it was in fact a credit balance, has been taken as a debit entry while listing. So it is a listing error. Let's see, when there is a listing error, this one, we have to amend the balance of list only. Okay, we'll see that how to deal with all these. Let's complete this question first. And the third issue is that a contra of 3,000, there is a contra of 3,000 has been entered in Bangish account. Bangish account is in fact an individual account in the receivable ledger, but no other entry had been made. Means we could not record this in the control account. So this is the error where we have a posting error in control account. So only control account will be amended. Well, let's see how to settle these issues. We will put opening balance of the debtors control account in the debit side since it is an asset. We see this is the opening balance of debtor control account, and at the same time the list balance will be put over here while preparing the list amendments. Okay, well, so 130,000 is the debit balance in control account, and we are starting our list for amendments with 127,240 given in the question. Well, we are done with this. Now, point number 1, sales day book total for 22nd week had been overcast by 600. So now we know very well that sales day book has an accounting entry with which debtors are debited. So since that has been overcast, means debtor have been debited with 600 more than the original amount. So this 600 will be credited in the debtor's control account. Once again, whenever there is an error in which, like, the casting of books of original entry is there, it affects the control account only. Very well. The second point, and that is a credit balance of 420 on Oreem's account had been incorrectly treated as debit entry. So look, this is something in which we will be adjusting our list balance only. It was a credit balance, was treated as a debit balance wrongly. So yes, we have to put double effect on it. You know, once we will do 420, it will cancel that wrong debit effect that we did, and once again we have to put 420. Total 840 will be subtracted from this, because this 127 is originally debit balance. When we will give effect of credit, it will be subtracted from this balance. So we will get 126,400. The third point, a contra of 3,000 has been entered in Bungish account in the receivable ledger, but no other entry had been made. So individual account has correctly been affected with this contra, but in the control account we could not put this entry. So in control account, we know very well it will be credited. The contra entry will be credited, will always have a reverse effect in the ledger accounts for debtors as well as in the ledger accounts for creditors. Since it is a ledger account for debtors, so it will be credited over here. Okay, so now make total 130,000, place it over here, subtract these two amounts 3,600, we get this 126,400. Yes, it is exactly equal to the balance that we calculated for the list. So hence we are saying that our control account balance is now equal to the list total. So this is how we do reconciliation of our control account balance with the total of the list balances. So the important tips to remember, the ITTRs in this module would remain same, the table. So you have to go through this table again and again. This is something very important for you from the examination point of view as well as from your practical point of view. You will find it very helpful when you would be doing practice, or practically what you would be doing this control account reconciliation. So thank you very much.